Okay, so here's an update on the video game that I've been working on. I'm just going to load it up real quick here. And basically what we've got, well, there's some wavy graphics in the background, and actually this background is the exact same as this one. It's just that we're updating the pattern table inside the Famicom Disk System. And this is actually 16 tiles, and we're just basically using some rotation instructions in the time outside the vblank to animate it. And what you see here, these are actually sprites, but we've implemented some code that hides the sprites as the playfield scrolls up. Now, we also have our cursor here, and we've got an auto repeat delay set up here, so it actually moves one space every 60th of a second. And another thing we have is we also have the ability to move the stack up. And let me just reload that so that we can take a look here. And yeah, so basically I press the button down and we have pretty precise control of that. And another thing is that the boundary checking for the cursor has been completely implemented, so when the cursor gets to the top, it gets pushed down. And also another thing is that the cursor cannot go to the bottom of the screen until that whole row is completely visible. And unfortunately, because of the overscan of CRT, we can't see the whole bottom row, but it is there. And I've been using an emulator to actually troubleshoot my program, FCEUX. Pretty good emulator, actually. And also another thing I've implemented is you'll see that there's no panels that are adjacently touching. So that's another thing we kind of put into the game. And you get 3 in a row horizontally or vertically, and there's clearing. And the inbound tiles are, of course, the ones that scroll in on the bottom, and those are basically they're not available for clearing until they're completely into the playfield. And then whatever tiles or panels are on top of anything that clears. Well, there's also a bridge mode, which is sort of an opportunity to squeeze panels into the space that frees up after a clear, just before stuff on top falls. But the stuff on top, before it falls, it goes into hang time state, and then eventually goes into hot. And hot basically means it's in flight. So it's actually moving down one panel per frame. And so we've got some we've worked out some of the information about how the modes work. And yeah, so I mean, basically, you know, some scanning techniques. Basically, when we press the button to swap the panel, we want to check you know, some of the boundaries, like rather than scanning the whole playfield, which actually the NES probably doesn't have the horsepower to do. It's actually more efficient for us to just scan for matches in the particular areas where either we swap the panels or where there's falling panels and they transition from hot to landing or hang time. And more on that later.